Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by today. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to cook this healthy recipe, and from the look of this delicious recipe, you can see that this bowl contains a lot of goodness, a lot of vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F to Z. Okay, with this you don't need any supplements. This is good, and I want you to hit that bell icon if you haven't subscribed yet, because I upload healthy recipes every week, and click on the bell icon so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. So without wasting your time guys, let us go right into the main deal, and I show you how to prepare this healthy recipe. So for this recipe, I'm gonna be using some fresh salmon fish. You can use any fish of your choice. You can use mackerel. Mackerel is not that bony, but I don't recommend using tilapia because tilapia is very bony. So you can use any fish with less bone. So the next ingredient that I'm going to use my protein is some fresh shrimp. I love shrimps. Then I'm going to use some gizzard. These are all healthy proteins that you can use. So here I have some knorr cubes, just 2 knorr cubes. I have 1 habanero pepper, and I'm going to use this ginger from this point, just a little point, that to the front. You see the little, just that little part, that's what I'm going to use. I'm not going to use a lot of it. So, and I'm going to use some black pepper. I'm going to use this all-purpose seasoning to give it that flavor, extra flavor. And I'm going to use some spinach, fresh spinach. Now some people love frozen spinach, but I don't like frozen spinach. I love fresh vegetables that I can wash and cut it the size that I want, prepare it by myself. I have some extra virgin olive oil. I prefer this because I believe this is the best, okay? But I'm just going to use just a little bit of it. Then here in my sink, I have some fresh mushrooms. So everything is just fresh. I have my green beans, I have carrots, I have Brussels sprouts, I have broccoli. So yes, this recipe is gonna be light. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna fill up my sink with water, with clean water, and I'm going to wash my vegetables. Now this process, you have to take your time because you will likely find some sand underneath after washing your vegetables. You know, the sand from the ground or wherever they plucked, they harvested the vegetables. So take your time and wash your vegetables properly. And I'm going to wash mine twice. I'm going to wash this first time, take out my vegetables, and then drain out the water, then put another water, wash it again. That's 2 times.
Everybody shake it, baby. Everybody shake it, baby. Baby.
guys, we are done washing our vegetables, and this is my gizzard. I'm putting some Knorr cubes. I'm just gonna season it and cook it till it's soft. Okay, I'm adding some salt, and I'm going to I added some onions. As you can see, I'm going to add some hot water to enable the cooking process immediately, and I'm just going to go ahead and stir it to mix everything well. I put the 2 Knorr cubes that I showed you. Then I'm adding my blended habanero pepper. Guys, this is spicy because I love spicy food. My husband loves spicy food, but if you don't like spicy food like me, then don't do it. So here's the finished look of my cooked gizzard, well seasoned, and I'm going to go ahead and season my fresh salmon fish. Here I'm pouring some black pepper on it. I'm going to pour some all-purpose seasoning on it, as you can see me do. Then a little bit of Knorr cube, very little bit of salt, very little. Then I'm going to do the same thing, use the same seasoning and a little bit of salt, very small, okay, because you don't want your food to be too salty. So after doing these, like the fish, I just rubbed it on the body of the fish. Here I'm just gonna stir and make sure I mix everything well. Then I'm gonna put it in my fridge for about 10 minutes. So while that is going on, while I put it in my fridge, I went ahead and cut my vegetables. You can see I cut my onions. I'm cutting my Brussels sprouts now. So just take time and cut your vegetables. You can cut it into any size that you want, okay? And I'm cutting my green beans now. Like I said, cut it into any size that you want. You want big size, chunk sizes, that's okay. You want small, tiny size, that's still fine. So just do it to your own taste. And be careful while using your knife so that you do not cut your hand, okay? So yes, this is going to be so good. And then I'm cutting my carrots. I'm cutting it into this size. If you don't like it, you can cut it into any size of your choice. Like I told you, it all depends on individual preferences. So this is it. And like I told you, this is packed with so much vitamins that those of you who take supplements, if you eat this every day, imagine how healthy you're gonna be. This is very healthy and very rich. And I'm cutting my baby spinach, I'm cutting it into small sizes, but not very small, because of course I'm gonna cook it. So I'll cut my vegetables and set them aside for later use. I boiled some water and I'm adding some salt so that I can put my vegetables inside and boil it just a little bit before I process the cooking. So you can see that I added my mushroom first because mushroom takes a little bit time, just a little bit, not up to a minute to cook. And then I'm adding my Brussels sprouts and my carrots. I don't want to cook it to be too very done. I like my carrots and my vegetables fresh and crunchy. So I left it and I didn't check the time. I just let it to boil. Let it boil. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drain out this water. Just pour it into a filter it, and here is it, ready to be fried. Now I didn't cook my vegetables it wasn't up to 3 minutes. It wasn't even up to 2 minutes because I like it fresh. Of course, that is the best way to cook your vegetables. So here I have my chopped habanero pepper and the ginger, and I heated up my oil, fried my onions. I'm adding my shrimps, my fresh shrimps. I brought it out from the fridge after marinating for some minutes. I added it, and I'm adding my fish now. I'm just going to stir it, just fry it to make sure it is done. Now I'm going to warn you, if you want to do it, I don't recommend that you fry your onions, because you can see that it got burnt. So you can put it along with the vegetables, but don't boil the onions, just put it at the last minute. So I fried it and it was done. So what I did was that I selected the fish from the shrimps. So I'm just going to bring out only the fish, then I'll leave the shrimps in there because I don't want my fish to break. So I am adding my spinach and I'm stirring it in my oil. My oil wasn't up to, it was like 3 tablespoons of salt of oil, and that's what I used. You see, I added my gizzard. I'm stirring it, stir it to mix everything well. And I'm going to go ahead and add my habanero pepper and add my ginger so that it can give me that good smell, that good flavor. And I'm pouring my vegetables inside. So at this point I had turned off my stove, my heat was off, and I brought the pot I removed the pot from the heat. I'm adding my fish here. You see, I'm adding it at the last minute because I didn't want it to break, and that was one of the reasons to why I fried it, okay, instead of seasoning and just steaming, boiling it. So here your vegetable stir fry is ready. Very, very simple and very healthy. You can eat it with rice, with whatever you want to eat it with. This is very healthy. So thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you.